Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Chris is off today. The jury in the double murder cold case in Waupaca County heading home tonight after their first day of deliberations. It got the case early this afternoon after about 3 weeks of testimony and closing arguments this morning. Tony Haase is facing 2 charges for homicide in the deaths of Tana Togstead and Tim Mumbrew. The couple found stabbed to death in Togsted's home back in March of 1992. Authorities arrested Haase 30 years later in 2022, at the time saying DNA connects him to the crime scene and that he confessed when pressed by law enforcement. But attorneys for Haase call that confession false and say the evidence in this case was mishandled over the course of 3 decades. Samantha Cavalli is at the Waupaca County Courthouse right now. She's joining us live. Samantha.
Right, Cammie, no verdict today in the trial. Deliberations finishing here just about an hour ago. We were told around 3:45 that the jury was going to be heading home. Now, it was about an hour ago that they finished, like I mentioned, and also they didn't get the case until sometime after 1 o'clock this afternoon. But there was one break around 2:30 this afternoon in regards to the jury seeking questions in regards to the exhibits of evidence. But like you had mentioned earlier this morning, we had those closing arguments. They lasted almost 4 hours long, and this included the rebuttal by the prosecution. Now, both parties making it clear that DNA evidence is a big part of this case. The prosecutors say body fluids from Haase were found on Togsted's body the night she was killed. It was tested years later after advancements in DNA technology. The defense questioning whether the evidence was properly preserved and tested. It also points to other people who could have committed these murders, including Jeffrey Teal, Hase's uncle. He was not charged in connection to the crimes, both sides making final arguments to the jury.
If you pause or hesitate when considering all of the manipulation, mistakes, cover-ups, lying that you heard in this trial that I didn't make up, if that makes you pause or hesitate, you know your duty.
Think about this photo. Think about all the family photos that Tony Haase got to take over the last 30 years. Think of their last photo together. He stole that from them. He stole that from their families.
And those jury deliberations will be continuing tomorrow here in Waupaca County. That will start at 8:30 a.m. and we will be here to cover it all until a verdict has been announced. Reporting in Waupaca County, Samantha Cavalli, Action 2 News.